Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gambling Goals. Why am I so excited? Well, it's because it's the end of the Premier League season. We've made it to match day 38. I'm your host, Mitch Carr. You can find me on Twitter at MitchCarrTV, and the man you came to see is Prospector Sam. He's on Twitter at Prospector_Sam. And Sam, it was a 2-2 weekend from what I saw. But let's talk about your successes, because that pick of Southampton and Leeds and going with the under was a shocker to me. I told you I doubted it right off, and you shoved that in my face. You nailed that pick.
I feel bad for myself because I could have gone with the under 2.5. I wasn't bold enough.
I cannot believe that those two teams went out and played defense. I didn't watch the match. I just have to imagine it was just sort of, yeah, we got two more games to play. We don't really care.
All up in that prospector brain. Zig when other people zag, as you said.
Yes, you did zag when other people would zig. Another one, you picked the West Ham money line. You trusted them again. You were ready to get hurt again, and they almost hurt you. But a couple of goals between the 80th and 90th minute makes Prospector a winner, which, if you followed his wagers, makes you a winner too.
They should have won that game by 5. Missing a penalty in the second minute is just heartbreaking. They gave up a pretty embarrassing own goal. But at the end of the day, the bet was right and the money was right.
When Declan Rice missed the penalty in the third minute, you texted me, I think I've angered some soccer shaman or something.
Some of these days, I was talking to people about betting soccer, and there are some times when you just feel like there are moments or periods of betting where you just, nothing can go right. And it's with every sport, but with soccer and just the goal flips, it's so heartbreaking to see a moment like that. So, it was one of those days I was worried I was about to be in for a long one, but thankfully West Ham figured it out. Just took them 80 extra minutes than it should have.
It's like that as a fan. It's why I got into soccer, is because it's so intense. The margins are so small. The scoring is so rare and incredible when it does happen. I can think of, on your side, I mean, you're a Tottenham fan, thinking about that Man City-Tottenham Champions League second leg, where Man City scores, you're thinking they're going to make it through, Tottenham blew it, and then Llorente scores off his elbow, but it's reviewed and it's not overturned, and then Aguero scores, but it's reviewed and there's offsides. The margins and the swings are so incredibly quick. I think the only thing I can compare it to is playing Texas Hold'em poker, when you have some river card come down and it completely changes what you're playing. That's what soccer is like for me. That's why it's so intense and so much fun to watch.
Yeah, it's like a drug. I mean, hey, all you have to do is look at Tottenham this week, right? Reguilon just shooting a nice 15-yard volley into the wrong net. I live a life of pain, and hey, I'm dead inside, but you can't see it, so it's fine.
All right, well, that's an opportunity to move on to this week and to leave Tottenham in the dust. You somehow are trusting Manchester United again. They screwed you in the first half of one parlay, even though Arsenal was able to get a stoppage time goal and make the other half of that parlay look good. And yet you've picked them on the money line this week.
Yeah, they have nothing to play for, but that's actually partially good in this scenario. If you trotted out a team of regular players to go out knowing they were already in second place, had nothing to play for, I think you get a little less motivation than a cycled team, which Ole is definitely going to put out before this Europa final. They're playing a team in Wolves who have just been awful to watch pretty much the entire year and can barely score goals. At the end of the day, a secondary 11 from United is still a better team than Wolves' best team on any day. And at plus 180 on the money line, it's great value here. I expect you to see United come out, be a better team. I'm not necessarily sure they're quite the same level of favorites as you normally see. This game's probably closer to a 50% chance United wins at plus 180. Value's definitely there.
So Manchester United has nothing to play for. Liverpool has everything to play for. A win could mean they're into the Champions League next year, which a few weeks back nobody saw coming. They are taking on Crystal Palace, and you've got to pick for that game. What is it?
I like the under 3.5 here. The line or the total is incredibly high. The expectation for goals is incredibly high from the books. 3.5, the under is actually about standard odds. It's minus 116. I've watched this Liverpool team all year. They've been good as of late, but they've been inconsistent for most of the year. Crystal Palace, inconsistency is their middle name. And 3.5 goals, 4 or 5 from both these teams just feels like a lot. I feel like the books are kind of expecting a comfortable, easy win from Liverpool, who have everything to play for. I don't know that I trust Liverpool to come out and put in that kind of performance. I think, they probably do win this game, but it could be anything from 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 is more the range I see, not that comfortable 4-0 win to lock up the Champions League.
And for West Ham United, we have a Brokeback Mountain moment for you. You can't quit them. You're just going to bet on them again. What is it this time?
Well, as an expert on mountains, I've actually never seen Brokeback Mountain, but as an expert on mountains, I feel good about that analogy. I like the over 2.5 here. They West Ham score in bunches. They've been on a little bit of a slump recently, but good news for them. Southampton has the second worst defensive record in the league. So West Ham score in bunches. They need, at least a goal or two here. They need to tie to qualify for Europa to definitively. I don't love them enough to take them to win because they only need that point. And because you just don't necessarily know what you're going to get out of Southampton. But I think both these teams come out firing, especially West Ham on this awful defense. I could see Southampton with some good recent form putting in a goal or two, over 2.5 at -152. It's not the big money bet again. It's not going to get you that down payment on your mortgage. But it's going to help fuel the bankroll and give you a little extra money for some fun bets. You could even see that cover in the first half, for being honest.
He is Prospector Sam. You can follow him on Twitter at Prospector_Sam. I am Mitch Carr. You can follow me on Twitter at Mitch Carr TV. And Sam, you write for Dimers. You post about 5 picks there every week or every match day. You've got something special this week, though. You're not just going to pick these games that we've talked about. You're not just going to pick 5 games. You're going to pick all the games.
It's the last week of the season. We don't get any Premier League soccer for 3 months. You can't leave anything on the table. You got to enjoy it. You got to have some fun with it. I've got 10 picks, one for every game. And if you're feeling a little frisky, 200,000 plus parlay, turn that $10 into an actual mortgage down payment if we get a little lucky. So I'm having some fun with it. I wanted to go out with a bang and to do something cool for the end of this soccer season. And what better way to do it?
So if you parlay all 10 of Prospector Sam's picks, that is a plus 200,000 bet. For those of you not familiar, that means you bet $100 to win $200,000, which is insane. So hopefully you hit that. And if you don't hit it, that's kind of what's supposed to happen.
I make no definitive statements or assurances about whether or not that bet is going to hit. I'll just leave it at that.
So that's it for the English Premier League season. Obviously, that's what we normally focus on. But guess what? The football, it never stops. It's year-round. We've got MLS going on right now. There's the Olympics. There's the Euro. So in between this summer, don't worry. We are not going away. Prospector Sam is hard at work digging for those gold nuggets in different leagues.
There's money to be made. So let's get after it together. And I feel like we can do it.
We will get after it together. So if you like this content, don't worry, it's not going away. There's going to be more of it. Please like and subscribe. He is Prospector Sam. That's at Prospector_Sam on Twitter. I am Mitch Carr. I am at Mitch Carr TV on Twitter. Again, we hope you like what you see. And if you do, please like and subscribe. Feel free to share it as well. Thanks for watching.